Oh, what's up everybody? It is me, Brandon, back with Dark Pine Outdoors. It has been a hot minute since we've had a video at all. I did do some recording during deer season, and it was mainly during muzzle loading, and I didn't kill anything during muzzle loading. Didn't kill anything during muzzle loading. Did see plenty of deer. I recorded quite a few of the deer that came through, a few small bucks, this and that. I ended up tagging out on bucks this year. I got a decent 8-point and a little 6-point. And if I think about it, I'll plug in at least the picture of the 8-point. The 6-point wasn't nothing special. Now I did get a video of him and another buck fighting before I decided to shoot them, which I waited till they got done fighting and they both were walking their separate ways, and then I shot one of them. But yeah, I just walked up on them and they were standing out in the field, and I waited and waited, and next thing you know, I seen the other buck and they just tied up, start fighting. And I thought that was pretty neat. That was the first time I ever walked up on deer and then they start fighting. I thought that was, just a cool experience in itself. I didn't show it. I did go ahead and change the spark plugs and the wires in the 05 Chevy, and it still has a misfire. I did go ahead and buy a new distributor and a rotor, with distributor cap in the rotor. I'm gonna replace those today and see if maybe that might be part of the issue. Highly doubt it is, but the last time I just changed out the distributor cap, the little black button on the inside that's like, once you take off the cap, it's on the bottom side of it, just a little bitty black button for you, those of you that don't know. Anyways, it was pretty much just residue left. Like, there was no button left. And I'm gonna try to pull these out, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, what one's supposed to look like. So here we go. You see that little bitty black button on the inside? When I changed it last time, that, like I said, it was just residue. And I'm thinking maybe this one might be going bad too, because when I changed it last time, I was having other problems with the truck, and we pulled the distributor cap off and we seen that. We're like, well, that's got to be the problem. And it wasn't. It was a broken ignition plug wire. I don't remember if I've talked about that before. And yeah, I'm putting my hood up. It is a little chilly here in Arkansas today. We did have snow last week, and it hung around for the better part of a week. It was only, I think by Monday or Tuesday, a lot of it had melted where the roads were pretty cleared. We could get around. They did have like a side-by-side ATV and like mud truck event at the convention center here in Hot Springs over the weekend. And if any of y'all follow Ricky and the Boss TikTok page, the guy that creates those videos, he was actually there, and I really wanted to go and see what all they had and meet him and everything, but unfortunately with the snow, 3 kids, and I didn't have a new battery in this truck and didn't really have a good way of getting out there, I unfortunately missed it. But we did throw a new battery in this truck last week, and I've been driving it to work all week, and other than the misfire, it's been running pretty good. Now, there's other issues that I have noticed with this truck that is mainly from not being kept up with. I have lights going out in the dash. I was sitting there talking to a coworker at the plant, and he got to asking about the truck, and because I don't really hardly drive it to work, and this is a newer job that I'm in. I've been at this job for almost a year. And anyways, he was asking about the truck. I went to look how many miles it had on it, and my dash wasn't lit up, and so I'm pretty sure I just have lights going out in the dash. I still got to replace the headliner and just a few little odd and end things here and there. I did replace the little hood latch deal. I can't remember if I showed that or not. I know the last video worked messing with this thing, we changed the oil and checked the fluids in it. But yeah, this distributor cap, which once we pull off that's on top of the throttle body that goes to the air box. Once we pull that off, we'll be able to see the distributor cap a lot better. That's kind of right behind it. You can see where the wires go back to it. Whenever I changed out the spark plugs and wires, I think I pulled a big dirt dauber nest off of the throttle body itself, where you can actually play with the throttle at the little the butterfly deal, or whatever you call it. Anyways, I'm not a mechanic. Pulled a big ass dirt dauber nest off that, and then I pulled one off of the top of the distributor cap. And then I'm wanting to say there was one like on the side of my fuse box I pulled off. But that just shows how long this truck really just was sitting around, me not driving it and neglecting it. All that is gonna change. I'm gonna try to get her back up on her feet. Now, quick question before we get started. Well, first off, I've been looking online at paint and stuff like that for this truck and air guns and whatnot, thinking about painting the truck myself. Now, I'd be painting it back to its original color. I have a few dents that I would be wanting to take out or repair before I really get to work on it. I have a bad dent in the rocker panel right there that I want to fix, and then I got one in the door that's not too bad. I just do want to fix it. And then I have a couple of dents on the driver's side that I want to fix. Other than that, that's the only body work I need to do, other than sanding it down and painting it. Now, I seen one of those inflatable paint booths that I wouldn't mind trying to buy, so then I have a controlled area to attempt painting it myself. And then I would have to order the air gun, a good air compressor, order the paint and the sealer. Well, I watched a video and they said if it's your first time really painting, you shouldn't really use a sealer, because that's more for experienced people. But I would do, you know, my base coat and then my clear coat on top of it. But the truck, I mean, the roof is pretty bad, and then the hood, and then like the sides of the truck's not bad. Now, it is dirty, but the sides of the truck's not too bad. It's just I do need to give it some attention. And so, like I said, I'm thinking about painting the truck, and I'll make a deal with y'all. If this channel works its way up to, I'm gonna say 5,000 subscribers. If we can get this channel to 5,000 subscribers, and if I can get with making the videos more, which that was part of my New Year's resolution, to get more serious with this channel, then I will start ordering the stuff to repaint this truck myself. But another thing is, I have been thinking about, once we get my wife's car paid off and get a few other things paid off, I thought about trading in both my trucks to get me a new truck. Now, if things go a little bit different, then I'd be just trading in my 2013, keeping the 05, just because if I can find a way to hold on to this truck and just fix it back up to have it as an every now and then driver, that'd be great, because it was my first truck. But if that's just not in the cards, it's just not in the cards. But as for right now, we will be using this truck to kind of play around with and fix it back up. So without further ado, let's try to find a spot to set up this phone, so then I can, that should work right there. Alright. Oh my goodness. Also, I wouldn't mind to have a shop. That'd be another thing that is in the future that I want to get done and do. I'm wanting to say, when it comes to tools, all I'll need is just a screwdriver for taking the old distributor cap off. always think I'm gonna break this thing trying to take it off. And it should just be that one little nut to take off to be able to pop this thing off. Double checking just to make sure. Oh. There we go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I said, it's back here. But that's gonna be a pain in itself to get to, I feel like. Now, if I had the time today, I would like to change out that fuel filter because I still haven't done that. But I do not have the time. And I do not have the right bit in my screwdriver to be able to take off that cap, I feel like. Let me double check. Alright, so this is what we came up with. We came up with a little ratchet, put a little socket on there, and then we put that adapter on there with the bit we needed. So we're gonna see if this works. Maybe we're doing something right now. If not, then I don't know what to do about it. Oh yeah. Oh, wrong way. Limited room means for fun day. And the reason why this is a little bit of a pain in the butt compared to last time I had this thing in a shop full of someone else's tools. What in the world does this thing go to? Huh. I have just found a wire that it looks more like a little lock that, or like a ground or something like that, that's supposed to go somewhere, but yet I don't know where this thing is supposed to go. That is definitely peculiar. I don't know if it's supposed to hook up to something or not. Oh, shit. All right, that one's loose.
nice to be able to move this thing. I don't know how to open that clamp. But we ain't gotta open it, as I can move that out of the way just enough to get to where I need to be. Let me get this bit on the next one. There's two screws that hold this on. I'm trying to people would tell you too, oh, before you work on it, make sure you put on a pair of gloves. Well, my thing is, when I'm working on something, a pair of gloves, you can't feel what's going on as well. And sometimes you gotta be able to feel it. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, that worked out so well. I'll be back. Good night. Let's try this again, shall we? Before I drop more tools. That back screw is out. I'll set that right there on top of the battery. That one is fully loose now. Got it out. All right, the distributor cap is free now. Now, let's double check. All right. Yep, it's free. So, my plan to get the new one on is hook up wires one at a time onto the new one where they're supposed to go and put it back on. But the rotary cap, that's the thing we need to change out before that. If we can get the distributor cap slid away so we can get to the rotary cap. And bada bing, bada bing. There's the rotary cap itself. So now we gotta take it off. These are some itty bitty screws for sure. Got them loose enough to just use the bit now. I know I've seen a creeper that's able to fold for like a little table to lay down on over your engine bay. And I ain't gonna lie, I wish I had one right about now, because that would make this a whole lot easier, because I know my leg is getting close to falling asleep. There's the rotary cap. And it doesn't look too bad. But we're gonna, and the button don't look too bad on the distributor. But maybe putting a new one on somehow fix our problem. So let me get the new rotary cap out. Here's the new one. Here's the old one. I mean, old one don't look too bad. But then again, you know, maybe there's something I don't know, which could very well be the case. And be why it's not working properly. We are gonna test this theory out and explore all of our options on why this truck's not running to its full potential. Now, our next step, if this doesn't work, also, you know, we're putting in a new fuel filter eventually. It's in the cab of the truck. It has been for several years. Is we're going to change out some injectors. Now, being that I am definitely not a mechanic, I have watched some YouTube videos. Hopefully those YouTube videos are truthful enough to teach me how to do it. So I can do it. But we got plenty of stuff to move out of the way before that time. I still don't know. That guy's truck was a little bit different. I know I would need to unhook this fuel line right there, and that should, gotta find fuel rails, which I want to say whatever. I ain't worried about that right now. I gotta do more learning on that. Uh-oh. I got a screw wanting to. I'm trying to find the hole. And I think I did. Let that one up, let go. That's the only thing bad about this being magnetic is, there we go, it grabbing onto a screw in the wrong spot. Uh-oh. Well, darn. That's not good. Luckily, I have two more. Oh, come on, let go. There. Got that one in. And the other screw is gone. So, luckily, like I said, we got 2 more. Oh, that's upside down. Alright, got that finger tight. Now I just got to tighten it up a little bit more with that ratchet. Good night. See, this is why I cannot be a mechanic, for the whole purpose that when something's hard to get to or anything like that, I do not enjoy messing with it. But even if I get this somehow, which I say somehow because knowing me, I still could mess it up. But if I somehow mess this up at all, we should be able to know if I did this right, because the truck should run. Now, if you get the wires mixed up, which could be very possible to do, the truck will run, it just definitely will not run right. The right side to that is, truck doesn't run right to begin with. So now we're putting on the new distributor cap. We got that rotor all tightened up, which I'm gonna put my feet down on that top rod right there. Oh, I'm standing in the engine bay. How about that? Now, to make sure let's see, I'm gonna try to get the new one underneath the old one and on where it's supposed to go. So then I could just reattach the wires where they are on the old one. And that's another thing. Whenever you're changing plugs and wires on a vehicle, one good little trick is to do them one at a time, so then you know you get your wires hooked up right. Alright, well, I got the new distributor cap in there. I just got to get it where it's supposed to go. Come on. There we go. I gotta sit up for a minute. Yeah. So I got half the wires plugged into the new one, just so I could be able to move the old one out of the way enough to be able to start getting the new one in. Now, you got the new one lined up. I'm gonna go ahead and at least put in a screw to hold it in place. Oh, come on. I'm working with limited time too. The wife has to work at her second job tonight. Oh, there we go. That screw is in, and we're going to try to go ahead and put in the other one too. I kind of wanted to wait until we had the new one all hooked up, but when in Rome, enjoy it. That's it, though. You're supposed to say it. Oh, there's the hole. So it's like 90% of working on vehicles supposed to be not what you can see, because seems like anything I've helped work on a vehicle, especially a gas burner, you can't see what you're doing sometimes. You just gotta feel, which brings us back to why I don't wear gloves. Throttle body actually looks fairly clean. There's a little bit of carbon on the door, but other than that, it looks pretty good. I can't tell. I think I got it. Double check. Oh yeah. Now, these wires. Make sure they're good and plugged in. Those are plugged in good. That one. There's that one. Now these two definitely look different from each other, so I don't mind finishing this up. Pulling them both out at the same time. Here's the old distributor cap. See that button? It don't look that bad. I mean, there's some corrosion to the points in there, but like I said, it don't look half bad. So now all we gotta do is make sure we get these wires on this side hooked up good and tight, and then we're gonna start her up and see if we did the trick. I mean, by the way that distributor cap looked, I doubt it. But always be hopeful. All right. put that back on, front to back. Put that nut back on. There we go. All back together. Now let me pick up my tools real fast. Alright, now it's time to see this old girl will start and run. Let me get the keys. Yeah, misfire is still there. But it does sound like it runs a little bit smoother. Well, just another step of the ladder, trying to make it run right. I guess the next video we do, we will put the new fuel filter on there and see if that, you know, letting more fuel pass through, because I'm sure that old filter is nasty. But what we'll do is we'll pull the fuse to the fuel pump, let the truck run while we're doing that, and then it'll eventually run out of fuel in the motor. Now that will just make it where less fuel will come out of the fuel line whenever we pull the old filter out. And then we'll put the new filter on, give it some gas, get it to fire back up. And if that still don't work, then our next thing is injectors. And before that video ever comes, definitely gonna have to do some research and do some studying on how to go about doing that, especially on this motor, because like I've stated several times, I'm not a mechanic. I know plenty of mechanics, so if I have any trouble with it, I probably can holler at one and see if they wouldn't mind helping me out. And but I'm wanting to say the injectors is going to be what fixes it. But we got new spark plugs, new wires, new distributor cap, new rotor. We're slowly starting to do a full tune-up on it. We already did the oil change. We checked all the fluids. Transmission fluid looked good. It actually looked a little full, but oh well. I guess I wouldn't mind getting some of the sample tube deals and taking samples of all my fluids and having someone check it to make sure there's no metal shavings in it. I bet there will be, but I mean, it's not like I'm gonna spend the money to fix whatever is causing that right now. But anyways, thank y'all for watching this video. Hopefully I start putting out more videos. I'm thinking about also doing a segment on this channel. Gonna be more of a podcast. And my first video I thought about doing, having my buddy come out here and us talk about this past deer season. He did a lot of hunting, I did a lot of hunting. He actually did the European mount on my 8-point that I killed this year, and I will try to insert a picture of it now. And but if y'all did just see that picture, I think it turned out really well. I thought about putting it in the Big Buck Classic, even though it wasn't a monster buck. I still thought about putting it in there just because the European mount turned out really well. I was really happy with how it turned out. It was my first European mount. I had 2 shoulder mounts, and well, my wife has a shoulder mount, I have a shoulder mount, and then the rest of the horns are all on plaques. The little 6-point, it's just on plaque next to my little 5-point I killed a few years ago. And then I moved my first set of horns, which was a spike, next to my 8-point because it's my biggest buck. And then the spike is my first buck with horns, other than nubbin heads, which I don't count those, which If y'all don't know what a nubbin head is, button buck is what it says on the tag. But yeah, like I said, thank y'all for watching, and we will try to get y'all another video here soon. And remember what I said, if we can get this channel up to at least 5,000 subscribers, then I will order the stuff, and I'll get like one of those inflatable paint booths and everything, and I will repaint this truck. But until then, I just can't afford to go out on a limb yet, do something like that. So we're gonna try to just, you know, keep thinking of different things to make videos of and see where it goes. Thank y'all.